Shit. Oh, shit. Hello, chat. Hello. Hi, chat. Welcome. Welcome back to the Kilted Pork channel. Welcome back to another Therapy Thursday. Today is Thursday, June 15th, for anybody that's watching this on YouTube in the future. And I want to give this out to the people on YouTube straight away. Check the link in the description below this video if you'd like to come watch me live. Come give us a follow on Twitch, twitch.tv/kilted_pork. So here on Therapy Thursday, we play a game called Fall Guys, and I'm here with Asteria, who is a high level therapist, and we discuss mental health topics. So if you have any questions, like mental health questions, or you just want to talk about whatever's going on in your life that may be bothering you, or things that are making you happy, how you feeling like this, why, yada yada, go ahead and drop them in chat, and yeah, we will discuss it here live. So that's pretty much it. So let's pull this up and let's get Asteria in here. Oh, I'm gonna get rid of that. Hold on, where's it? Discord, there it is. And hello. Is she here? Hello, please.
And I even think of a more perfect timing.
Why? What happened?
Here.
Perfect timing. What happened?
No, it's just because
I just got off the call.
I know, like, it's just everything set up on my side at the perfect time. That's all.
Perfect. How are you?
I am well, except I'm exhausted.
Why's that?
And I have a soapbox that I would like to stand upon before we jump into anything from the chat today.
Okay, first, I would like for you to kind of put out your disclaimer.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so.
And your qualifications, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay. My name is Asteria. I will not be disclosing my name here. And I am an associate marriage and family therapist. So I have the ability and the qualifications for mental health support, and with specialization, and I have a background in trauma, substance, dissociative disorders, and I go and I work through the lens of freak. I can't even remember the name. Ultimately, long story short, I truly believe that all the skills that you have to heal yourself, you already own. I'm just here to support you in finding it yourself. Disclaimer is I'm here to support with questions, general concepts. I'm here to give support, and because I am not actively working right now, none of you are my clients. I'm going to tell you how it is, not just use my therapist approach. In addition to, I do not do diagnosing. I will not be confirming if your terrible mother or ex-partner is narcissistic. You're probably wrong, because everyone just uses narcissism as a blanket statement. Let's just be real. And I hope that we have a good open discussion about whatever comes up today.
All right, I think that pretty much puts it all together.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, that being said, welcome to my soapbox as a mental health professional. Because I was saying this to other people in the field today, and we were talking about how it in itself is like difficult to be a mental health provider or like supporter.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, first of all, have you looked outside? Have you turned on a TV? Like, the world's pretty shit.
There's a bird outside.
Bird.
Hi, bird.
Today I saw a balloon.
Today I saw a balloon.
um, and it's fucking hard. And as much as people downplay mental health and stuff like that, like many elements to mental health and diagnoses, if left untreated, would be the same damage to you as if you left cancer or diabetes untreated. Um, and it's just that you may feel like it doesn't press on you day to day because you're so used to it. However, it really does. So what do? We jump in and we support you, and then we also get yelled at, and we get called the worst things in the book. We have to deal with all of the all that shit you don't want to deal with yourself. We deal with it, and we have to hold space, and then actually also hold your hand in healing it, which is it's taxing to us. And then we have to go back into our own lives and are expected, like, you know, openly said, or, like consciously or subconsciously, indirectly said or directly said, expected to know how to handle our emotions and how to handle mental health. But we are human first. It's fucking exhausting. And I'm very tired. Um, and not only do we have to handle clients, we also have to handle each other in the field, which is also really hard. So if you want to like really do anyone a solid, like if you are going into treatment, I encourage you to be open-minded as best you can. I encourage you to engage in vulnerability. Um, and I hope that you learn to engage in other activities other than shaming yourself, because if shaming was ourselves was actually effective to healing, we'd all be healed by now and I'd be out of a job.
Exactly.
That's my soapbox. So
my feet are clean. I'm glad I stood that soapbox.
you're I hope that's the cleanest your feet have ever been.
That plus I got out of the shower like not long before stream, so I think we're pretty good. I am nice and clean.
So how are you doing today?
Oh, same old, same old. Kind of just
Sad?
dealing. Yeah, for the most part.
So you're sad.
Yes. Just
how?
Kind of. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say what's got you sad today.
It's basically the same thing. There's only so much I can give out about it, but there's just a person. You're aware of said person. That is just kind of. I'm getting mixed signals, and it's just kind of frustrating.
Yeah. Mixed signals are frustrating.
Yeah, because on one end it's like no, and on the other end it's like please. It's like can I have some ice cream? It's like here's some ice cream. I can't have that ice cream. Like a fat person that's on a diet. It's like please have some ice cream. Here's some ice cream. I can't eat that. I'll get fat. It's bad for me. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, it's the best way for me to look at it. And it's just I'm just kind of dealing with that, and it's like, oh, okay, I forgot that I'm behind now. I've been playing Final Fantasy 2 for like the last couple days, just trying to run through it, and so I've been using the D-pad. And
D-pad.
Yeah, D. The D-pad does not work in this game.
Pad. I'm currently playing on my Switch for this one. Because I want to see if that would help with like that point in the night where I want to stop. Because I want to like relax, and so I'm all like laying down in bed and
don't fall asleep.
I'm not laying fully down. I'm just like hanging out in my bed.
Got it.
Because today was really fucking tough.
Why?
It was really tough today because like where I work, we had to have a really tough open discussion as a team. And it's really tough because a lot of it is like first of all, I feel like I had to like extend my voice to some folks, which is okay because I I don't mind extending my voice to people who feel like they can't speak, or that they benefit from like somebody, using their voice to like to kind of like amplify their own. That's never been a problem for me.
Okay, what does extending your voice mean?
Meaning, like, if they have feelings, but they feel like they can get more support if somebody was like vouching for them to be heard. Um, an example being like there is like when I was growing up, my best friend, right? Blonde,
Yeah.
all that. Okay. So she couldn't speak up for herself a lot growing up because her parents were total peaches. And so she just like she never really spoke up about herself. So what I would do is like if I saw that she was trying to say stuff but like people weren't listening to her, I'd be like, "Hey, like she's trying to say something. Like
Yeah.
I think we should listen to her." It's like, "Oh, like," and or when she says something and people are like trying to like put it down, I'm like, no, I think that she really does have a good point. And it's like, and here's the angle of how I see it. And in that, like, that supports her both being heard and then also like a different angle so other people could hear her, right?
Yeah,
So,
I've been there.
okay, so I have done that a lot in my life and I had to do that a bit today, which again, I don't mind. Um, and I had to do it for a few people because I was trying to be very solution focused today.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people wanted to share their emotions, which is fine. But in or like and in that, like we're it still doesn't solve the problem. Like, yes, you feel better and heard, um but it doesn't like solve the issue at hand.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, let's try to like come up with a solution. And so in doing that, we ended up like getting some solutions and stuff like that. But it also, I don't know about you, I actually feel like I already I know this answer, but for me, I like you can talk all day long, but if change doesn't happen, it's like the words mean nothing, right?
Yes.
And that's just a big value of mine. So it's like I put myself out there and saying like, hey, like we have to have a very vulnerable and open discussion about this. And I was like pushing for it. Um and like and it sucks because I feel like there's people who had things that they wanted to say and they just don't say them. And I'm like, but then they'll say it to me like privately. And I'm just like, see, that's kind of frustrating too, because um then it's like for some folks, I'm not saying the people that I extended my voice for today, but for some folks that are like, oh, I want to be heard, but then don't take the opportunity when it presents itself, it's just like, and then wanting, like, needing that support or like you're giving them that support, it's kind of frustrating, right?
Well,
However,
why do they not want to speak up in front of people? Like, have you dug into that part?
I feel like it's a mixture of multiple things, being like sometimes it takes them like a second to understand like how they can word their point because they can get pretty fixated on saying it quote unquote right or correct.
Mm-hmm.
However, I usually go with the approach of like you can say it the best that you can, and yes, by doing that you can risk being misunderstood. However, you risk being misunderstood by existing. So fuck it.
Right.
And so I in addition to that, I think it's also coming from a place that they may not feel like so safe to say their voice because of like, but again, that's coming from their personal trauma, right? Like they get so scared of being misunderstood that they don't try, right? Which is all fine and dandy, but it doesn't actually make the problem stop. Because if you don't give yourself practice in like trying to advocate for yourself, then your system, like your body, is just going to assume like, oh, you're right, I can't speak up for myself.
Right.
And it's like you have to prove that you can, right? So anyway, I so also the other piece is that they may not like trust who they're talking to, which
Which
is
makes
also
sense.
fair. Which is fair, it's very fair. But I'm like, if you don't trust them, then like what do you have to lose, right? um in that sense of like they're like, oh, they don't feel like safe people. It's like, well, if you already know that but if you say it in a public setting with all of us, at least it was said and somebody heard you and
Yeah.
somebody can come fight for you and stuff like that. So it's like I think there's still a lot of value in being heard anyway, you know.
Yeah. So
So
that's
yeah.
probably why they see you as the person that will listen.
Yeah, and that's why I'm tired, because I always listen, like, not even just for my job. I feel, but that's also goes into my own value system. I think everybody's voice matters, and I feel like a lot of the trauma in the world comes from people being shut down. Like, I really believe that people come into this world as babies and children and all that, and they're like drivers, but like in the driver's seat of a car, and they have like their foot on the gas ready to go, and the second someone comes around and shames them for being authentically themselves, it's like somebody came across and then like pulled on like the parking brake,
Yeah.
or they put their foot on like the fun
Handbrake.
and like or they put themselves, like they just put the brake on themselves, and then wonder why when people offer them opportunities when they get older or later on in life, why they don't take them. It's like, well, because the people that they learned from that were supposed to teach them that they could be authentically themselves didn't support that, so why would anyone else support it, you know? So, which I get, and it's like that's why I allow such a space for anyone to be authentically themselves, because I think that that's something that could be unlearned at any time in your life, really.
Mhm.
And it's hard, and you know, I get it, humans are like tough, but like, what do we benefit from being like shitty towards each other? Like, it's already tough, nobody asked to be here, but what do we get from like also just making the experience worse, you know what I'm saying? So um that's my second soapbox for the day.
Gotcha. I mean, I understand the whole thing of not being able to be your authentic self. I mean, it's not. I mean, it is the people that raised you or grew up around, but it's also like,
It's a role.
yeah, it's also society itself.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
like, because I mean, that's one reason I enjoy streaming on here, is because this is basically my space where it's like I get to be me, and if you don't like it, you can just leave. There's plenty of other people out there, so it's like I feel like I built this room, and I invite anybody to come in, but you can just you can piss off whenever you want. If you don't like it here, then fucking walk out. Like, you
Yeah.
know. But if you do like it here, I encourage you to stay. And
Yeah.
you know, I try to make it nice for people to stay in, but you know, not everybody's going to like a room that's painted diarrhea green. So it's not for everybody, but it's there.
Yeah. I hear you. I definitely think that this goes back to a topic we talked about before in the whole, or in like Therapy Thursdays, where we were talking about authenticity versus attachment. It's okay. I'll save you the brain cells for that one.
The brain cell is overheating.
Like, don't do that. Like, we got a video game to play. So, oh god, I threw my whole freaking body into that.
Actually, we have therapy to do. The video game is just there for the ADHD side of our head, so we can do it at the same time.
Really true. This is how I focus, by doing something else.
Exactly. It's kind of like doodling in class. I do that shit all the time.
Oh my god, the signs were all there when I was growing up. I had to doodle or I couldn't hear you. And I laughed because when my mom and, you know, our dad, like, heard about the teacher suspecting that I had ADHD, they said, oh, but we're not sure because, like, they can hear you. Like, she can hear you, like, when you talk to her, but if you're looking, or like, but she's not looking at you. Right. And I was like, if I could have told them what I know now, it's like, because I was doing that so I could focus on you. But if you want me to focus on you, I can't focus on you.
Exactly.
So damn it.
It's kind of like you know, with the human eye, how sometimes you know, if you stare at something directly, you can't really see it, and like some situations, but if you kind of look to the side peripherally, you can see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in dim
Yes,
lighting.
exactly.
Like dim lighting,
exactly.
you can see shit better.
And that I get that. So, and like yeah, and that's how it is, right? Anyway, so attachment versus authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
So, the thing about attachment, or excuse me, yeah, attachment is like attachment is non-negotiable. Attachment is something as humans we need, right? And we need it because it's survival. Like as much as people, and I'm talking to you if you're the one that relates to this. So yes, if this relates to you, lace that bitch up and wear it.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be me.
It's gonna probably be you. No one can be independent. And I hear so much in my line of work where people are like, I just want to be independent. I'm like, no, you don't want to be independent. Like what you want is to not be hurt.
Yes.
What you want, exactly. And you don't want people to feel like they can keep coming into your world and hurting you. What you want is someone to love you unconditionally and accept you as you are and be patient with you and caring about you and trying to support your needs rather than pushing you down or squashing you or making you feel less than. And no one is independent. Everyone is interdependent all the time. How do I know that? Okay, if you want to be so independent, how are you going to get that electricity into your house? How are you going to get that water into your house? How are you going to do like all these things? How are you going to wash those clothes? What are you going to do? Like all these things, you need to depend on someone. And when people are like, "Oh, I can't trust anyone," I'm like, "But you trust that when you turn on that valve, water's going to come out."
Yes.
You're gonna like, and I know that's like an extreme for some folks, and they're like, well, duh, right? But it's like, yeah, but if you can possess even a glimpse of that and see that for what it is, that means you could trust and extend that to anyone, right?
I mean, some people can be independent. It's rare, but you see those people that live out in fucking bumfuck nowhere by themselves without any power or any of that shit, and they just build a log cabin and find firewood and just go full monkey man on it.
Yeah,
but that's like
you in that.
5 people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the 5 freaking folks that live in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, that do that, except for Carl and his family. Yeah, the rest of the 7 billion people on the planet, like, yeah, they need people. They need people.
Now,
so,
go ahead.
So, I'll say the end of the attachment piece, and then I'll pause, and then feel free to jump in. Is that attachment is something that begins in utero, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the fundamental years of when it develops is from utero to the age of 2. And these are fundamental because when you come into the world, you are defenseless, you're small,
you're immobile,
you're immobile, and you're expected to function. That's traumatic in itself.
Yes.
But what and so you can't verbalize your needs, right? You can't just say at like 18 months, I need a cheeseburger right now. Like that's not how that works.
If
right?
a kid at that age needs a fucking cheeseburger, then something's wrong.
Yeah, I don't know why your baby needs a cheeseburger, but so what do you do in order to express your needs?
Bleh. Bleh. That's all you do.
Yeah, you cry. And that's one of our ingrained needs that's one of our ingrained
biological
emotions.
Things or whatever.
Our biological emotions are the biological emotion of separation anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And then separation
Fucking
anxiety, we manage it by crying, and expressing our needs the best way that we can communicate them, right?
Right. Now, I have a question, just real quick.
Yeah.
Because as adults, people still cry. Now,
Yes.
this is just my brain going off on a tangent. Do you think that essentially as adults, people cry in situations because they feel like a need is not being met in that moment also, and it's just like the only thing you can kind of fall back on naturally?
Ask you to ask yourself that, like, when you cry, right, like taking yourself into a place where you are crying, right, what is a need that you have during that time? What is something that you wish you had in the moments that you are crying?
Well, one instance that pops up in my head was like during the 2008 downturn. I
Mm-hmm.
gotten fired from my job, and I was living with my girlfriend at the time, and she was unemployed also, and I had to like pay rent. We literally could not get food, literally.
Yeah.
And
wow.
so I freaking broke down a couple times because I was like, dude, I need, like, I'm fucking hungry. I haven't eaten in like 2 days, you know? So,
Yeah.
you know, situations
Yeah.
like that, or,
No.
you know,
So your need is that you're, like, you don't have safety.
yes.
And that's ultimately what it is that every time that we're crying, our safety has been threatened, right? And that's what it very much summarizes itself down to. So what is the way that we can signal so that we can try to attempt for someone to come, or someone or something to know, like, hey, I need help and I need assistance, is by crying, right? And that's our inherited method of doing that. So as adults, I still believe that we are doing that, because even as adults, we have this misconception that we're not being adults when we're acting like babies. It's like, I don't know how to fucking tell you this, y'all. You are babies. All of us are babies. Like, we just had, our bodies were just like, you know what it's time to do? Grow. And that's like kind of like bullshit in itself. So,
I'm not a baby. I identify as a wheelchair.
you are a wheelchair. Congratulations. Once again, congratulations.
I'm rolling out.
Okay. Calm down over there, Xavier. So I do believe that. Yeah, I do believe that when we cry, it's because us as adults are expressing a need because our safety has been challenged.
Yes. So I'm just trying to think of other examples. I mean, like loneliness, same thing, I guess.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's why, you know, I'm going to pinpoint this on women for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
During injuries, women cry more often because, I mean, obviously that's like your body's saying, "Hey, I'm being injured. I'm not safe."
Also, the thing about crying is that crying can leave us also, ironically, although it being a signal of needing safety, is also can leave us vulnerable and can leave us exposed to being wounded at the same time, right?
Right.
And so it's kind of like it's a risk to cry, right? And people that are feminine presenting as a society, or at least I can only speak on behalf of Western civilization because that's where I live at.
Oh God, there's a fan. There's a fan.
Thanks for bringing that to my attention. I would have forgot again.
Okay.
Let's see which way it's going.
It's going this way.
Stop, you! That person held me and then fell. No!
Bye. God damn it! No, the freaking the orange ones are on me. These cheeseheads.
I know, the cheeseheads were getting me earlier too.
Goddamn Packers fans.
Bruh, Packers ain't good.
Bruh.
Anyway, I don't care. Come after me. Anyway. So
I put myself in a predicament here.
So people that are feminine presenting are like on a social level, are given more freedom to express vulnerability, right? With less risk of being as harmed, right? And in a much more general way. And that in itself is traumatic because everyone, oh my God, I can't say this enough for anyone that's listening. I wish I could, but here I go. Everyone should feel that they have the ability to cry, because by suppressing crying, we are suppressing a natural and biological need of ourselves. And although suppressing our emotions is a natural way to respond to our trauma or what we learned to keeping ourselves safe, by suppressing our emotions, it will appear later in our life, whether it be a different form of emotion, an impact to interpersonal relationships, or a physiological disease. So when people are like, I'm going to suppress my need to cry, so what does it do? It shows up as anxiety. And if you suppress anxiety, then all of a sudden you have gastrointestinal issues, which lead to GERD, which lead to, esophagus damage. Like,
What the hell's GERD?
GERD is the gastrointestinal something. I don't know much because it's outside, but it's where you have you have a lot of acid reflux, like chronic acid reflux that constantly impacts your and hurts your esophagus.
Gotcha. It's like really bad heartburn and stuff.
But it doesn't stop practically. Like, you can't breathe without and then you have they have to use this whatever medical procedure in order to help it, or to
Zantac 75.
People are getting sued for that. Ain't it? It's not Zantac 75.
It's becoming a meme now, which I like. Or in my head it is.
It's because it's Zantac 75. If you are a loved one, use Zantac 75. So you could have a compensation because it's leading to cancer. In case anyone actually didn't know any of that, there's an open court case. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, so the need to cry, right? If you never have to apologize to smile, you should not feel or express any emotion. That should be extended to crying. Anyway, long story short, back to attachment, and then we'll pause for a second, and then I'll go into authenticity. Is that attachment is non-negotiable. It doesn't stop when we're small. It extends when we get older, and the more that we suppress our need for attachment, the more that we reenact the trauma that hurt us. And keeping in mind that trauma isn't what happened to you; those are traumatic events. Trauma is what continues to happen inside of you as a result of unresolved trauma support and healing and love and compassion and attachment wounds, because a lot of it outside of neurodevelopmental diagnoses can go back to trauma and attachment wounds. It's really important to understand your attachment style, as there are four.
Mine's anxious.
And yours is anxious, an anxious attachment style. And it's really important to know what your attachment style is, so that you can understand better how you not only connect with others, but how you connect with yourself.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, attachment.
Okay. Is that the pause?
Yeah, that's the pause.
Okay, so I wanted to backtrack to a point where you said nobody can be independent. Now, I know that a lot of people long for independence.
Correct.
I know that there's no full independence, obviously, because you need the postman, you need the Amazon driver, you need
yes, the milkman.
The milkman.
That's your dad.
Yeah, you need the guy to sell you the snake oil.
You need the guy that sells snake oil.
So you need all these people, but is there? because I feel like that whole because you know how people say, like, I hear this all the time, maybe it's a misconception, but people say you have to be happy with being alone and by yourself.
No, that is also, I would like to challenge that idea. I don't think it's used in the way that people think it is. And so here would you like me to expand on that?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So what I hear, or what I believe people assume when they say you have to be okay with being alone, is that you need to then engage in hyper solitude, and you have to like experience that and just be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I think it is, and it should be expanded upon. Is that it's not about that. It's that people should it would benefit many folks to create an understanding of where their interdependence is, where it's like you have to understand how to do things for self, like the lines between doing things for self and needing others, because if you're then too hyper dependent like on other people, then you're leaning into codependency, right? And that can be a form of addiction, which it is. um and that can also be debilitating. So strict independence can be debilitating, and continuously trying to aim for it, which also can be a form of addiction. And codependency can be debilitating in itself. So
Okay, so where
yeah.
do you think on that spectrum I lie?
And I first of all, I appreciate you saying it's a spectrum, because it is. So many things are a spectrum. It's gonna make everyone's head spin.
Like a light prism on the freaking front of the Pink Floyd album.
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
Like, okay. But it's true. It's true. Freaking. I think that if we're looking at a spectrum between independence, interdependence, and codependency, as an individual, I think that you lean more into independence wanting interdependence.
Mm-hmm.
Though there are times when you're really hurt and your trauma boo-boos start to show up for you, that then you become codependent. And so that's also a thing, is that it fluctuates. It's not just fixated in one spot. And it depends on the relationship with the people in the room with you.
Okay, now that brings up a thought, because you say that swings into the codependence area. Now,
Right.
Now, how does that match up with just the standard human need to have, like social interaction and all that crap? It's like,
Well, oh, go ahead.
Because I feel like if you have consistent social interaction, then that fluctuation just won't happen, because you're like right there in the middle. So you're saying it's kind of like how I guess I can compare it to this whole Me Too movement. It's like it was so far one way, and then it evened out for a moment, and then it swung so far the other way. Now it's like looked down upon again. So It's just like you have to find the balance, I guess. So.
Oh man, yeah.
How do you find the balance without, going into the codependency part of the room?
Well, that's a good question, and that's gonna go into understanding the role that you're playing in codependency. Because in codependency, there are first of all, there's this person, which I can't remember their last name. I think it starts with a K, but I'll get that later if anyone actually cares. But it doesn't matter. The whole point is that there's this concept called the drama triangle. Have you ever heard of the drama triangle before?
Maybe. I don't remember what it is.
Okay. The drama triangle talks about, first of all, it's important to understand that this triangle is pointed downward, with the highest top point pointed down. And it's important to know that because in codependency, there are three roles that typically happen more commonly than others. And it's important to know that you don't need three people to fit these roles. One person can fit all the roles and move through them quite quickly or just like randomly or whatever the case may be. Or like oh no. Sorry, I was focusing for a second.
Oh god, I'm gone. Someone got me.
Are you fuck.
Yeah, they got me when I wasn't looking.
Bitches.
I was trying to get to the safe space.
I'm trying to get there. Are you seeing me?
Yeah, I'm watching. I was right here and someone threw a freaking bomb behind me and it was close enough to screw me over.
Anyway. Jump dummy. So, it's pointed, yeah, so somebody could be all three rules. You could have multiple people in there that are, you know, interchanging through rules. But anyway, so the rules in the triangle are, oopsie doops, sorry, got a message, quick. Sorry, real quick. I apologize, everyone. That there's three roles in the triangle, and it's called the persecutor, the rescuer, and the victim, right? And the persecutor is the one that's identified as the one that's like causing harm, is like the like I like when they try. The one that's like actively trying to, or is like hurting people and being reactive to their emotions and causing pain and everything like that.
The narcissist.
Huh?
The narcissist.
There could be, and they can be narcissistic.
Ooh,
true.
That was close.
This person is so determined. I'll just go.
Oh.
Anyway, I guess I'll just hang out over here. This person is like has a personal vendetta now. I'm angry. Go away. Anyway. I tried.
Nice throw.
Thank you. I'm getting used to the switch buttons. Anyway. Oh damn. Oh, it's here. Oh no. Oh,
Whoa, it's flooding. Damn it.
Oh, that sucks.
Okay, so the instigator, or
that's the instigator, right? And then there's the rescuer, and the rescuer usually is the one fighting the persecutor and trying to help the victim. The persecutor is the one that's trying to fight against the rescuer. Maybe even be resentful to the rescuer and pushing down the victim, and the victim is the one accepting it all and saying poor me, and that's why they're at the bottom, right? So these two have the higher role above this one, right?
I think we know a rescuer.
You see what I see. Anyway, but here's the thing though, all of them can interchange at any time. So somebody that's a persecutor can be like, why doesn't anyone help me? So they think that they're a victim, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they may even like become a rescuer for like the victim, and whatever the case may be. The rescuer will then sometimes, like, they're a rescuer because even though their intentions may be good, they're still avoiding their own emotional issues by being hyperfixated and helping the victim. And then they also risk resentment and saying like, why do I have to keep being in this role? Like, what about me? Poor me. And that risk them becoming a victim, or say, fuck you, I'm gonna be, the bully, and they become the persecutor, and the victim the same in their own ways, right?
So with what I'd brought up at the beginning, I kind of feel in that situation at the very beginning of the stream that maybe I'm playing the rescuer role.
Ooh, that's some great insight. Like, and that might be about
because the victim keeps saying woe is me, and I'm like, hey, how about you here's some advice. Yeah, and then they keep saying no and no and no.
and what you can actually do to supporting them is that you can go into a different role for which I'll talk about in a second. But what's the difference between the roles that I just said to the roles that I'm about to talk about is talking about how much is dependent on how you feel, right? As a result. So I'll explain more. So these are the rules for of codependency, what I just talked about, and I'm going to talk about the rules that challenge that while supporting the self, which is the empowerment triangle. The empowerment triangle is pointed in the upward direction, and the roles of that one is the creator, the challenger, and the coach.
There's a bucket of chicken.
A bucket of chicken? Oh, somebody a bucket of chicken?
Yeah, it's a chicken in a bucket. You'll probably see them. They're maybe not. I don't know which way they went.
So the creator is the one that is actively making things happen in their lives and taking care of themselves and being an active role in themselves, right? The challenger, well, I'll tell you the difference between that and the codependency triangle, because that can sound very close to the rescuer, right? But I'll tell you the difference of what makes a rescuer, and a creator, is that then there's the challenger, and that's the one that motivates self and others to make things happen or change happen or something along those lines. And then there's the coach that's this is tough, but and they're kind of someone you can lean on, right? It's this is some good stuff and everything like that, and get back in there and we're gonna work through this together and I'm here with you, right? Which is all great and dandy.
I feel like I play all three of those roles quite often.
So here's the difference between the empowerment triangle and the codependency triangle is just that the action of codependency. It's that you do these things in the empowerment triangle. However, your mood does not depend on the other person doing it or not. You just say it and they do it, but it doesn't mean you're right? You can feel frustration. That's true. That's fine and that's natural. But the point of codependency is saying does your value of your words depend on if they actually took them and applied them how you think it should be applied? It's that you planted the seeds and you stepped away, and trust that they can do it themselves. And if they don't want to do it, you have to accept that that's their life and that's their choice. Because if you don't accept that and that you don't see it as their choice, and it's that now you're saying, I need you to listen to me and to follow through what I said, or my values based on that, or I put myself down because of that. So it's if you're trying to help someone and they're not doing it, you just say, hey, I did the best that I could, and I'm still going to care for you as a friend. And if you don't do it, that doesn't mean I'm going to change how I feel towards you.
Right.
And so it's you can feel with them that yeah, I'm so sorry these things haven't changed in your life and so forth, but you can't, or but it's not about oh man, you fucking suck and I resent being around you because you're not taking my advice. That means the advice has conditions to it, and therefore a demonstration of conditional love and acceptance, which it don't work, homie. It just don't work.
Gotcha. Okay, so back with the original topic I brought up at the beginning. I don't feel like I'm in the... I feel like I'm more in the empowerment triangle with that thing. Because, I feel frustrated that they're not taking my advice, but I'm just, you know, I guess to the point where I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. If you don't want to listen, that, you know, you're making your own bed, you sleep in it, and I just kind of walk away from it.
Exactly. Yes. Correct.
It's like, here's the tools, fucking learn how to use it. I don't know what to tell you.
As a therapist,
Yeah. So, and then that's where I get frustrated, like, with that situation, because it's like, look, here's what I recommend, like, because I'm looking from the outside, this is what I see. You're the fish inside the aquarium, I'm the guy standing on the outside of it. I'm like, this is how you fix these problems. And then they just go, no, and I'm like, okay, well, peace out. And then they go, well, where are you going?
And but that's the line, isn't it? Is that if you're saying you're stepping away, then you need to commit to stepping away. Because what is also going on during that time is that if you step away, and I'm not saying like permanently, I'm saying just give it time, right?
Yeah.
Is that if you step away and then you keep coming back, then the person is now using their victim role to saying like, and you coming back is like, oh, no worries, I'll make it sure you don't have to feel this way, here I am, right? And that just reinforces the codependent tendencies in the other person, right? Which, yes, is not your responsibility. However, if this person's obviously playing in a victim role, that they are demonstrating that they are engaging in codependency, and you now have to make an active choice if you want to play a role in enabling it or not, transparently. And I always encourage, like, and I want to emphasize when it comes to the concept of boundaries, like, and I want to say this to everyone, boundaries and the application of boundaries is not to keep people out. It's to show people how a relationship with you is supposed to be, or is supposed to look like, where you value self and you value them.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you keep pushing people away all the time, that's not a boundary, that's avoidance.
Right.
But when you tell people saying, hey, I can't be around this if this continues on, and saying like, I feel this way when this happens and this is what I need, and this need is not being met by the other individual, you have to figure out what you need and you need to follow through with it. I'm going to speak on behalf of many a times where I've had folks in my life, really great relationships when we do talk, really great communication when we do talk. However, they may be really flaky in their communication with me, right? And I need them to be somebody that's more consistent, because that's just what I need from them. If they can't do it, that's fine, because it's me who needs someone to be consistent. But they can't also want me to be around and accept that, like, they can't have their cake and eat it too, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, I have to take the responsibility of saying like, hey, this is hurting me more than it's uplifting me. And so I'm going to step away until like maybe some distance will help, right? And I do step away from relationships from time to time because I feel sometimes like we need that. Like many people think that they have to stay around people all the time in order for things to be fixed, but I don't necessarily think that to be true. Now, granted, I'm saying this in a calm, collected mindset, because when I'm very triggered, because of my abandonment issues, I will be really scared if you step away from me. However, people like, but in a clear mind, sometimes we need to step away, so that people can really like reflect and think, right? And in the situation with you and this person is that, wait, hold on, okay.
I'm having a hard time backing out. It won't let me.
Yeah, it won't let me either.
I'm just gonna let it run out and see what happens. Yeah, well, back to like with this person, I've made a comment to them before, and I was like, look, because I feel like I was always kind of there when they needed something, and then whenever I'd reach out, I'm like, hey, you know, I could use some support here, and they weren't there, or they kept coming up with excuses because, you know the story, they're being essentially controlled by someone else. Like I even told him, I was like, look, you know, I'm going to start distancing myself because I can't keep reaching out to you for support because you're not providing it. And so, like, you know, I'm going to stop reaching out because every time you basically say no, like I feel like I'm being rejected and it's not good for me. So I'm like, just, you're not going to hear from me as much. So, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
You're messaging people.
I'm having. Remember how I told you, bless you, how that the everything that's going on at work. Well, it's affecting my friend who I referred to the job to the point where they're leaving work early tonight because they can't. It's too much for them. So,
is it Foot?
No, it's
Okay.
Another one of the friends that I had you meet through Artemis.
Okay.
Anyway, so they're getting out early, and I'm trying to see if they want to come chat and have a, come talk before they go home. Anyway, long story short, going back into what you're saying, is that the thing is that you can be in the rules of like the empowerment triangle and so forth. But the thing is that you have to check yourself and say, how are you letting their actions affect you, right? And to how much? Because as much as people are like, oh, I don't let people affect me. Shut up. Wait, hold on. If this is you, shut up. Everyone affects everyone. You aren't special. But it's about how much, right? Is this so much that it's debilitating your ability to go to work? Is it impacting your ability to eat and take care of yourself, or to love yourself, or just be aligned with self? Then it's codependency. Like, because it's like because you're indirectly saying, I need you to do this so that I feel okay. And that's codependence, right? So if you do these things and this person is still uncomfortable, you're like, dang, like, I'm really sorry, like, and you give them a very like open, if you give them like a chance to make mistakes and so forth, like, and without taking your advice, fantastic. That means you're meeting someone authentically, truly. It's like, but you can't also fix it for them, because if you fix things for everybody, you're now engaging in micromanaging. And when you engage in micromanaging, you're taking away other people's opportunity to be autonomous. And you aren't God.
Right. Like with this person, I've expressed to them what needs to be done, what should be done. They've not done it, and so now I just kind of let it be. And then if they like complain about it, it's like, look, I already told you what. And it's like, I given you all my advice, so you know what to do. It's up to you. Mm-hmm. And so I've just kind of left it at that. Are you still trapped in the game?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm back at the.
Oh, I think it's cutting out.
I am so hungry right now.
Why are you not eating?
I'm trying to do a cut. Actually, before I go into that, anybody that's sitting in chat, just as a FYI, you're welcome to post any mental health questions that you have, and we can discuss them. So if you have anything where you're just curious about what we're saying, or if you have something going on in your life and you're like, well, that kind of relates to me, or do I fit in that category? Something like that. Just, feel free to post it.
Are there people in the chat?
There's viewers.
Hello, everyone.
There's just no one's talking. Just they're lurking.
Hello.
We call them lurkers. No. In the
You're
streaming
a
world,
lurker.
we call them lurkers because it's just people that watch but don't talk. A lot of streamers have a lot of lurkers. Trust me. I mean,
Do they?
yeah. I mean, because a lot of people lurk. One, because they just don't want to. They don't have anything to say. They're just here for entertainment. Two, they're shy. Or three, they just don't have a Twitch account, so they can't. You can still watch on Twitch without having an account.
Oh.
But you just can't.
Interesting.
Yeah, you just can't participate.
I didn't know any of these things, truly.
That's why you see like people that have 1,000-2,000 viewers, and then you're looking at it's like I'm only seeing like maybe like 30 people chatting away.
Yeah.
It's like because of those reasons. Like I'll sit there and watch people stream for hours and not say anything. But other channels where I feel like TechSmith and his channel, I'll jump in every now and again and say stuff and this and that. And that kind of leads me to what I was kind of about to say before I wanted to give chat that information. So on the TechSmith's channel, behind his desk on his wall, he's got a calendar. Mm-hmm. And on the calendar, I don't know what the exact name of the calendar, but I think it's like Kilted Hunks. Mm-hmm. So it's just freaking jacked guys in kilts. That's the whole calendar.
Oh my God.
Yeah, somebody like sent it to him. And so he's like, every month he's like, all right, chat, we got a new guy. So I was sitting there, I was like, hey, if I work really hard in the gym and I freaking shred down super hard, and if I take a picture and I look better than that guy, can I replace him? He's like, no. He's like, we could put you up next to him. I was like, done. I was like, next month I'm going to be up on the wall.
That's amazing. 10 out of 10.
Because like, I think for like the last week of the month, I'm just going to like seriously do a hardcore cut and just dehydrate the shit out of myself and just.
No, oh my God.
Oh, that's how. Do you ever see the professional like bodybuilders up on stage? Like when they're just flexing out, those guys dehydrate to a point where they're about like some of them need IVs afterwards just to like bounce back from flexing for 5 minutes because they're so dehydrated and so nourished. That's just how like any sort of model that's in that thing has to work. There's even you can hear like movie stars, like guys that do. Like the Marvel movies and stuff.
They get really sick and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean they freaking slimmed down super hard. Then I forgot who it was, but someone like one of the movies stars was like, he's like, yeah, when I'm not filming a movie, I'm like, I try to like stay in shape, but I'll eat stuff, and they just look like a regular person. Then their agent would be like, hey, you got this? We're filming. Like this new movie you're gonna be in, or like you have to do a scene like shirtless here. They're like, fuck, all right. So they just have to like start going into starvation mode, and they hate it.
Yeah, there is a time I remember that the actor Chris Hemsworth, if I'm not mistaken, freaking did a role, and that he had to like.
We can't get over there, goddammit.
I know, it's fucking annoying.
Here we go.
I think it was Chris. It doesn't matter who it is. The whole point is that like they starve themselves to the point of like losing 80 pounds because the role that they're doing was of somebody that was starved.
No, I think you're probably thinking of oh god damn it, I'm forgetting his name. It's Tom Hanks. He did it for Castaway.
No. This one was for the movie At the Heart of the Sea. Let me see. I think it was, and there's like, but it doesn't matter about what it is. Oh no, I think it was Matthew McConaughey when he was doing the role of, where he had to like, he was playing, what was it? It's not gonna bother me now. So I think it was Matthew McConaughey. where he had to play like a person that I think it was the Dallas Buyers Club, and it's like he did this because like in the movie he played a person who contracted HIV.
Oh,
and
okay.
and but like there's a bunch of like I know that Tom Hanks did that. I know that Christian Bale has done that. And you know, a bunch of all that. But yeah, like that's wild though. Like to lose and gain and work out and like do so much to your body to like make movies is like, or to engage in entertainment is absolutely bonkers to me. I just got hit.
Well, that's why they make the big bucks.
Yeah, I guess so. It's like, but that's also in itself what it is, right? It's like they're doing this for the, you know, for everyone else, and it's like, so what's your reward for like doing all this damage to your body? Here's $1 million, like, in this role, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, things that make me go.
All right, Ron White.
That's tater salad to you.
No, whatever.
And his son Tater Tot.
Oh, you bitch! You bitch! You
Son of a bitch.
get out of my way, you fucking goddamn! Like, there's a dragon,
Move
then
your
like a dragon that's got like a fucking skin graft. Move your hoof, you freaking goat!
It makes me laugh so much.
Okay, I think we got off track of the mental health stuff.
It happens.
What was I on about? I'm on my second beer, so like my cognitive abilities are kind of starting to dwindle. Okay, so we're talking about like kind of going back to the whole thing. Well, like I don't know. I could just like start off somewhere with the whole thing with said person kind of giving me the mixed signals. It's like I just don't know how to handle it. You know, it's just like, okay, obviously, it's like, here's my product for sale. It's like they want it. Let's put it this way. Actually, you know what? That's actually line. Oh shit! How much can I give out in case they're watching? Yeah, fucking. They can. If
It doesn't matter
if they're watching.
here or
Yeah.
not.
So this person, you know, said person purchased a vehicle. Remember? A brand new, very nice vehicle. Now, they refuse to drive it, like, except sometimes. Only sometimes they drive it, even though they like the new vehicle. But they're going to keep running that old vehicle because it still works, even though it's not really, like, they don't want to get rid of it because they kind of, like, feel bad or whatever, you know, and they don't want to, you know, it's some shit like that. It's like the old vehicle still works. I don't want to, yeah, I might as well just use it. I don't want to get rid of it. Yeah, fuck it, I'm running for it. Damn it! That might have been our downfall. And so, in this situation, I feel like the new vehicle. It's like they want the new vehicle. They want to use the new vehicle. But they still have the old vehicle it's still there and reliable. But it's giving them problems. Or not, it's not giving them problems. It's not giving them everything that they like and want.
Yeah. Yes.
So I feel like the new car.
Okay, I need to tell you this plainly though. Whose fault that is that they're being the new car?
I get, well, the way you're putting it, it's my fault, obviously.
It's your responsibility. Because, okay, let me explain this. And I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna be vulnerable with you and say a story of my own. Okay. Okay, there is somebody that I had in my life for a long time that that we always had each other in our lives, right? And we did this as like emotional support for one another. However,
He's got a straw in his butt.
However, like after a while, I knew that they were going to turn the conversation into something sexual.
I think I know who you're talking about. All right.
And it's not the one I keep telling you about that came back again. Oh, God. Anyway,
Okay,
and
so
I have to give you updates on that one. Anyway, but no, this one and it sucked because it's such a good, solid, like emotional person, right? Anyway, let me go back over here.
I feel safe
if we
here.
hold each other, do they hit, like, can they even hold both of us down? Because, like, will it, like, impact the...
I don't know. They can bump us a bit. Hello. Ah!
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it. I was too worried about getting... No, I know you're horny because you have a horn. Leave me alone! I'm just a baby! I think we still got first place. Eliminated? Oh, bullshit! No, it says qualified. It said eliminated at the bottom. This is qualified. Fucking thing. We're still in it. But like what I was saying with the whole thing with being the new car, it's like, but I don't let them drive the new car whenever.
So that's what I'm also trying to say to you is that, like, and how I had to, like, wait, hold on, let me make sure something real quick before I get too much into all of it.
Hi, chat.
Okay.
I hope you're having a wonderful day and enjoying the stream.
Okay. Hey, chat. So here's the thing, though, is that, like, after a while, like, I had to, like, I kept being available to being that kind of person for that person, right? And that fucking sucked. What the hell was that about? It glitched and kicked me out. Like, I was on a platform and then just pushed me down. I'm like, excuse me?
Oh, that sucks.
Anyway, I guess I'm done. But anyway, and as much as it was so great in their companionship when they were around, they ultimately always kept making it sexual. And I told them, like, I don't want this to keep turning to this. Now, I had to take the responsibility that I would allow that to happen and I would engage in the sexual commentary and, you know, conversation and all that, even though I didn't want to, because I felt like I had to in order to have the friendship and the connection and the intimacy in that relationship, right?
Right.
And so, but then but when I did that, I was telling my system the message of my feelings don't matter. And I'm telling myself and reinforcing it because my system is telling me I don't want to do this and I'm not listening to it because I valued the attachment over the authenticity of myself and my true feelings. Right? And so I told them no more sexual stuff. And they stopped talking to me. Right?
Right.
And did it hurt? Of course it freaking hurt. It hurt a lot, right? However, that was their choice. And it wasn't a solid or strong or like good relationship to begin with. If that all that they were getting from it was something from me, but weren't doing something mutual of wanting connection with me, right? So at the end of it, I had to make that decision, or like I had to commit to that because after a while they came back, right? And they came back around. And I told them, if this is just going to happen again, just leave me alone, right? Leave me be, right? And they did. And I haven't heard from them since.
Right.
And yes, like, because ultimately you know the patterns. And I know you know patterns because you love patterns. And in this pattern, you already know how this outcome's going to be because you don't have any other evidence that this is going to give you a different result, like the results that you may want or not want or whatever, right? But at this point, you have to ask yourself, is the is what you're sacrificing in your authentic self value more than you standing up for yourself and your values?
Well, in this case, it's like I don't feel like I'm really giving up anything, because I'm not like having this control anything else. I'm just,
Okay.
you know, because I'm just sitting there. They put out this information. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like, whatever. You know, I keep, it's like, I'm here, but I'm not going to wait. You know, I'm not sitting there holding my fucking breath. It's like, if you fucking want to take that step, then fucking do it. And if I'm available, then we can give it a shot. If I'm not sitting here like, hey, you know, if the fucking bus comes, I'm getting on it. You know, I'm not
But
going to sit
that's
there
what
and
I'm
wait for my
trying to-
favorite bus.
And that's what I'm trying to say is like, there's things that you still feel indirectly, like subconsciously, and ultimately you at your heart know you want a consistent companion, right?
Right.
You want someone that respects you and cares for you and wants to be around you, right?
Right.
Except what you're getting is a mock version of that with this situation,
Right.
And in that, when you keep exposing yourself to a mock version, one, you're not giving yourself the time or energy to be available when what you really want is available to be experienced and for you to enjoy, first of all. Because this is taking already time and energy from you. And that's the thing. It's like, when I ask, like, what is this taking from you? It's all like, well, it's taking your time and your energy because here we are talking about them. And you're already a tired person. And like, they're holding capacity in your mind. And unfortunately, I'm going to just say that there's a high possibility that they're holding more energy, or like you're holding more energy for them than they are of you. And that's not fair. And the thing is that your subconscious sees that. Your subconscious is seeing that you're not making these decisions for yourself in an authentic way. And even if it doesn't hurt in a big scale kind of way, or even it's manageable or something that you're used to, you are still hurting, right? Like, you can keep having a rock in your shoe and you can keep getting used to the rock being in your shoe, but damn, take the rock out of your shoe, like, at the same time, because there's still a feeling of sensation of like that's more satisfying with the rock being out of your shoe than being used to the ongoing yet subtle pain of the rock being in your shoe.
Right.
And that's what this is. It's a rock in your shoe. Because if it was something that was going to grow and prosper and, you know, be something that you wanted to be, especially because I know this situation, like, and I'm respectfully not going into all the details because I don't give a crap if you're listening, by the way. But because you know, anyway, and guess what? So do I. Anyway, is that you are, it's hurting you, you know? And even though it doesn't hurt as much as the other people in your life and how they hurt you, which if you're listening to, I know, and no, I don't like you.
I doubt that they're listening. Highly doubt
whatever.
it, but okay.
It's okay.
Highly doubt it. They did not like that I did this at all.
I said what I said.
Yeah.
Is that even though it's better, it doesn't mean it's best for. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it reminds me of Artemis's like mom situation. Like, Artemis's dad treated his mom like shit, right? Like absolute horse shit, right? And then she gets into a relationship with somebody that treats her a little less than horse shit. But guess what? Horse shit is horse shit, right?
Right.
And guess what? It stinks. And everyone can smell it. So, and that's what I'm saying. Is that, like, it's still, like, if you can live with like, because again, at the end of the day, you're gonna make your decision. I don't know what's better for you. Like, that's just it. Like, and I'm going to encourage you in a coach perspective, is that I encourage you to choose yourself over a mock version of what you deserve and you've always deserved, because it won't leave you open to receiving it once it arrives.
Right. Like I said, like with this situation, goddamn, I'm already going. Ugh.
Really?
Yeah, first fucking hit, they launched me. 2 of them hit me at
Oh
once.
my god, they
That
hit
died.
me and then they hit me again. Did you see that?
I did see that, like, very end. I just saw you flying through the air. I didn't see you actually get hit twice. All right, I'm locked in. I can't quit again.
I think I can leave. Okay, cool.
So I gotta watch all of the next few rounds, or else I'd have to like restart everything, and it could fuck up the stream.
Oh, that sucks. So what am I gonna say? So again, and this is the difference between codependency and like interdependentness. I will still care for you. I will still be here and have care for you, even if you don't change the situation.
Yeah.
What you do there will not change my feelings and my situation over here. Do I have feelings because I care about you? Of course. Like, however, like, it won't take away from myself with whatever you do.
Right.
And that's the difference.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, with these situations, it's like I'm not putting myself out there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if they ever come to me, I'm like, hey, you know what you got to do. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, you know the rules, you know how to freaking handle
And
this.
so do I.
Yeah, you know the rules, and so do I. God damn it, I hate that shit. But anyway, but it's like, I've explained this to them. It's like, look, if you want your dessert, you know you got to finish your dinner. Or wait, that's a bad analogy. But anyway,
Wait, try again.
yeah. And it's if you want to drive the new car, then get rid of the old fucking car. So all you have left is that new car. Or
Like,
that's not even a
and
good
that's the
analogy
thing.
either. But anyway,
It's like, you can have the old car and the new car, but ultimately it's like wear and tear is gonna happen to something.
it's gonna happen to both.
Yeah. So, but in this situation, you don't have to be there experiencing the wear and tear. Like,
Exactly. And like I said, maybe the car analogy is not going to work too much anymore, but it's just
I don't
like,
think so.
it's like they don't want to give up on the old car because the old car's been reliable, but it's not giving them everything they want. But it's always been there. You know, I kind of feel like the same way about my truck. It's like, I want a new vehicle, but I'm never going to get rid of the truck. But I mean, because, you know, I bought my car, which is not new by any means, but I drive it more because it's more fuel efficient, it's more comfortable, you know, all that stuff. And I use it except for when I just need the old one for, you know, it's a truck. I have to haul shit around.
Yes.
But, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, if you want to enjoy the new car to the fullest, fucking get rid of the old one. And I've laid that out there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, because the new car's not going to start up one of these days because the battery's going to fucking die because you didn't drive it.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Which is silly because now you have to spend money on a new battery, but
Yep.
I
Good fucking
digress.
luck with that, because that's going to take more money and more time, and probably, I don't know. All right, the car analogy is completely gone out the window at this point.
yeah, I figured.
It's not working anymore.
Long story short, if you're listening, choose, damn it. Like, but do it for yourself more than anything.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that's my thoughts on all of that.
Yep.
Okay. So authenticity. So authenticity is really important a part of this equation too, because Authenticity is our connection to self, which also can be our gut intuition. And the more that we don't respect our gut intuition, the more we're going to create a wedge with it, right? And we need our intuition, because we can't base survival on intellect alone, or we'll die. Like, as much as people are like, oh, I'm really smart, that'll save me. No, it won't. And how do I know? And here's a great example of it. Why do you think billionaires get divorced so much? Anyway, that's a rhetorical question.
Okay, I was like, I didn't know that was a thing, but okay.
Like, it's very common, if I'm not mistaken, like Jeff Bezos did it. I think Bill Gates is getting a divorce. Elon Musk, like all these people, right? Because it's not about intellect, and intellect can only take you so far. You need to respect your emotions, because your emotions are guidance to survival and to fulfill the self. When you suppress that, you're suppressing your opportunity to feel authentic emotion and feeling. Period. So as much as people like, oh, I don't feel those things. Feelings are just for insert whatever fucking emotion that only one person apparently in the whole world experiences. Newsflash, you all do. All the time. It's you. And guess what? You feel things all the time. Every day. You do not feel one emotion all day long. And if you have very significant, rapid changes in your emotions, call me. That's a sign of trauma. But anyway, long story short, is that you need to be connected to yourself, and you need to understand what your needs are and give that to yourself if you can't get it from others. Because if you don't, you're hurting yourself as much as, like, I don't know, actively engaging in addiction, because that's what it is. It becomes an addiction. Why do I say that? Because ultimately, addiction is, the definition of addiction has 3 parts to it, if you really break it down for what it is, and not what is identified in our society as what we think addiction is. I'm going to blow a lot of people's brains when I say there's so much addiction. You're probably doing it. So, haha, welcome to the club, fucker. So, is this. Addiction's broken down into 3 parts, of the definition. 1, a craving for an addictive behavior and or substance. 2, engaging in said addictive behavior and or substance to obtain temporary relief from pain and or temporary pleasure. Emphasis on temporary. And 3, the difficulty or inability to stop despite consequences, and consequences are neither good nor bad, they just are. Okay.
Kind of like with my drinking and my vaping.
Right. So we have this connotation that the people don't want to be identified as addicts. Newsflash, the moment that we identify as addicts, and this is my personal opinion, to each their own, find your own therapist. If it's not me, I don't give a fuck. I still get paid. So is that it's not a matter of being an addict. It's that because when we say that we're an addict, we limit ourselves to thinking that we're anything else outside of that.
Right.
We become fused to the label and say, hello, my name is addict. We are people living with addiction. It is so rampant in our society because our society thrives on it and monopolizes on it. How do I know? I exist. So, what's a prime example? People engaging,
Sugar,
right? Like, you're gonna shame somebody living with alcoholism for drinking, but you can go and buy a tub of ice cream at any store, eat it, and damn, doesn't that feel good for a second? Maybe even longer for a second, but eventually it stops. The feeling stops, right?
Look at everybody on My 600-Pound Life.
Right, because and when they start having them explore their emotions, they have really big emotions that they're fearful of. Why? Trauma. And so when we try to shame people for being fat or engaging in alcohol or excessive alcohol use or caffeine use or fucking eating chairs, it doesn't fucking actually matter what it is.
Please let me find somebody that can eat a chair.
It's like, is that what we're looking at? Is that we're looking at someone who was told the message that being authentically you will not get you love. Because you get that message when you're very young, and it can show up in different times in our life, right?
Right.
So, for example, I like the analogy of when you're younger, and you, or not analogy, metaphor, it doesn't matter, English, is about when you were younger and you wanted to have dessert before you had dinner, right? And so what happens when that occurs is that what does a parent commonly, like in a common belief, what would a parent say?
If you finish your meal, you can have dessert, or whatever. Finish your vegetables before dessert, whatever.
Yeah, finish your vegetables before you have dessert. And what does a child do?
No.
Or what? They'll say no, or they'll cry, right?
Right.
And they'll be upset because, again, they don't have the capacity in their brain to logically understand what's going on. People don't develop prefrontal cortexes and quote unquote know better until the beginning of adolescence, which is close to the age of 13. And may I emphasize, when I say begin, that means that it doesn't actually start developing or have more fullness to its development until later into adolescence or early into young adulthood. And even then, contrary to popular belief, the brain doesn't stop growing and it continuously is shifting, but this region of the brain may have much more development to it, right? So anyway, so the little kid is crying, right? And what does a parent say in this hypothetical situation I'm setting up? They say, like, good little kids don't get angry, right?
Okay.
Or they'll do that, like, you'll start getting upset, and then the parent, like, ignores you, turns away from you, gives you the silent treatment because of their own generational trauma, right? They say that it's too much for them to sit there and sit with big emotions with their children, so they ignore it. So what does the message is, good little kids don't get angry, but that's not what the child hears. The child hears the message that angry little kids don't get love, right? So you suppress your need for, like, a dessert or a treat. You suppress your need of being comforted when you're feeling or angry. You keep suppressing and shoving it down, and just like as if you were taking a beach ball and trying to push it under the water of a pool, and you keep pushing it down and keep pushing it down, keep pushing it down, what happens when you finally let go?
Boof! It comes back up.
It comes back and it hits you in the face, or it does damage or something, right?
And I imagine the further down you push it, the harder it gets.
Yes. So why do I think people should cry? Is because when you cry, the launch back up is actually a lot less severe than you suppressing it and being quote unquote strong about it, which is bullshit. And you know what's another bullshit statement? And I apologize on behalf of, as much as I can, on behalf of whoever it matters. The comments of man up and be a man are so detrimentally emotionally impactful and traumatizing that no wonder why that there's holes in walls. If you understand what I'm saying, like people, they're punching holes in the wall because a punch in the wall, and like is still a representation of emotions. It's just emotions.
Right.
So, like it's see, this guy gets it. So we're all just gonna hang out here, I guess. Oh, that was a good attempt. This guy gets it. Oh, we're all just hang out here.
Check out this wall. Look at the view.
Everyone, I know. This is awesome.
Ah! Whew, made it.
Get back over here.
Ah! Huh. This guy's being a
over
menace. I don't like him. Okay. Goodbye. Check this out. Wasn't that cool?
That was fantastic.
I liked my safety wall. Oh, you messed up my dance. I'm gonna try it again.
Yeah. Aw,
Bye. I think that wall has actually been keeping me safe. Oh, that guy threw it and I lobbed it back at him. I caught it midair and threw it back at him. Hey, don't mind me. Whoa. And what an idiot! Did you see that shit?
No, I didn't see it.
He threw the freaking bomb at me and then fell through that hole. He fell right through there. He just like walked into it. I was like, you idiot. Would you stop it? You guys can both knock it right off, you couple of knuckleheads. Please kill himself. Oh.
27,
Hello.
26, 25,
right, you guys need to go ahead.
22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11,
Ow.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It doesn't matter.
I survived! Oh my god, I was in the fucking water. Oh! Eat my sweaty ass.
I don't want to do that.
There was a lot more beer in there than I thought. Ugh.
Hilarious. So, longest story short.
The longest story. The never-ending story. There's a dog that flies, and it's really... It looks like it's got mange.
That's a luck dragon.
Oh, look like a mangy dog.
Mangy dog. Mangy dog. Anyway, I'm sorry.
It's like we're both getting exhausted on the mental health part.
I know. I'm like, can someone ask a question?
Come on, Chad, ask questions. It's hard to pull this shit out of our ass.
Please. My ass can only handle so much.
Obey the fist.
I said what I said.
Oop, I almost made it. Don't make any stupid moves. Just stay up there. Just follow everybody else, because as of now, it's like one of us can make dumb moves, but that's about it. Go, 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 go. We did not do well. We didn't even finish.
Oh, it's bullshit.
That is the horse's ass. It's glorious ass. I cannot exit games. I don't know what's going on today. Sorry, chat. You gotta watch everybody else do good.
Do good.
I feel like I got a burp, but it's not ready yet. Never mind.
Aim for the stars, dude.
Normally I can fucking get those things out easy. There's the other one.
Oh, I was watching Two Towers Extended Edition because it's the only edition that exists. And I always laugh every time. It's the scene where Merry and Pippin find the Longbottom leaf after the Ents destroy Isengard because they're smoking it, but then they speak Entish because of it, and they're just like bomb. Like damn. It's so
I don't
funny.
recall that part.
Oh, I love that part. If you ever like, I'll point it out next time. But what was I gonna say? Oh man. Mental health. What a concept, right?
Yeah, looks like all those people that you told to come in to chat and talk about this stuff didn't show up.
Unless they're just listening, and I'm like, that's rude. It's okay, you can be your authentic self.
That's what usernames are for, so we don't know who you are in IRL.
And how you don't know us. But if you know me in IRL, no you don't. Leave me alone.
Shut up, I don't know you. I don't have friends.
I'm independent. That's hilarious.
By the way,
Anyway.
chat, this is not Asteria, this is just Chat GPT. You don't know them.
You don't know me. All of it's your fault. Call me.
See, the problem is I can't have them call you. You know what I was thinking? If you start your own practice, I was like, would we be able to use this stream and be like, hey, this is sponsored by that practice? But then the problem comes that it would out you.
The thing is, I couldn't do that anyway because I have to go, like, in my job, in my field, there's protocols to how you, what's the exact word?
Advertise?
How you advertise your business. And there's like protocols of like how you like do referrals with like people you know because of it. My field is exhausting, bro.
Oh.
It really is.
Well, because I was saying, because you know, was that BetterHelp or whatever, they like obviously fucking have commercials all over the place on podcasts, YouTube, all that shit. So it's like, why can't it be like, oh, this stream is sponsored by whatever the fuck? Maybe I can like, I mean, the people that are watching now would probably know about it, but like this stream is sponsored by whatever the hell company you end up starting, but I just don't say that you work for them. I don't know.
Oh, that's also fair. I could definitely say that. I've been thinking about that because I had to take my licensing test soon. And I've like been thinking about how I want to go about that, and do I want to see, like, because I ultimately, if I understand correctly, so if you're in the chat and you are somebody in the field, please correct me, and if you're not in the field, shut up.
Shut up.
You don't know anything about nothing. Anyway.
Back in your time, yes, but nowadays, shut up.
Shut up. Is that I'm trying to think about like, would I want to work by myself? And if I do that, and I can, because I think I can see clients, I don't necessarily have to sign up to be approved to take insurance. And I can, but I could do like out of pocket or do a scaling. Because I was thinking like, why not do scaling? Like I could scale and have people just pay me what they can, and but then people are like, oh, but that can get tricky because like then money's not consistent, and you should just have a flat rate. But then I have to figure out how to do taxes as a independent contractor or whatever the fuck, and I'm just like,
well, that's how streamers do it. Like streamers that do this professionally as for a living, they're independent contractors. So it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. I'll just have to get the details of how to make that happen. Let's see if it'll let me finally get out of this.
Better get out of it. We still got another 15 minutes, at least.
I'm going. I'm trying to get somebody to join if they can.
Right. In the meantime, on the not some okay, it has nothing to do with mental health. This is just a thought I had this morning. This is directed, not really direct. Sorry, whatever. Let me just go with what my thought was. when a couple decides to have a baby. Okay.
We decided to have a what?
A baby.
A baby. Yeah, when a couple decides to have a baby.
And they agree on it. Let's make that shit. That has to be the major point. They're like, yes, let's have a kid. They both agree. We want to have a baby. So my thought is, this is just my freaking it might be part of my stand-up routine or something if I threw my 5 minutes together. The whole thing is the baby.
Jesus Christ. Any other sounds you want to produce?
Kids make me gassy. So
That's the quote of the evening. Kids make me gassy.
but whenever a child is conceived, so the child is conceived, and then the people are like, oh my God, she's pregnant, hallelujah. I honestly believe that at that point, when a woman goes to her friends and goes, oh my God, I'm pregnant, and they all say, oh my God, good job, congratulations, that's bullshit. I don't believe, in my opinion, a woman should not be congratulated for getting pregnant ever, because they didn't do any of the fucking work. Okay.
They're gonna hold it.
Let me finish. So
that's the problem, ain't it?
my problem is all the way up to the point of the baby being conceived. It was all the baby being conceived. It was the man's work. The man had to put together.
They did the cream pie.
They did the cream pie, but even before then, they had to basically develop themselves to a point where they're career-wise, basically personality-wise, emotionally, financially, all this shit. They had to throw all this crap together and peacock their way through the fucking field to find a woman that goes, yes, you are valuable enough to be a mate for me. So they had to put in all that fucking work, because, you know, women just fucking stand there and go, and then...
What women have you been with? I think it's a reflection of the women you've been with more than it is the fucking concert of cream pies and congratulations.
Let me go on. So there's like, and the guy's like, look, I'm in shape. I make money. I have a house. I have a personality. I do stuff. So they have to do all this peacocking and put their shit together. And then they have to put in all that work into the physical act of busting a nut. Okay, which obviously is pleasurable, so that's not so much the main point. But they had to put in all the work into freaking making the nut butter.
God,
so
you're adult.
Yeah, up to that point, you congratulate the man. Good job, buddy. You did it. You put in the work.
Who's not congratulating the man or that person? Who's not doing that? You know?
Well, if you're around a group of people, they're like, "Oh my God, congratulations, you're pregnant," and they go to the woman. I mean, that is, from what I've seen, that's the standard. So, I believe that women should not be congratulated for getting pregnant ever. Okay. So all the way up to that point where they're like, "Oh, I'm pregnant," and even up to the conception, is that the word? Being the child being conceived, it was the man's work, all of it. 100%.
Okay.
During the during the pregnancy, and I think it's somewhat of a 50-50. But then once the child is born, it's all on the woman. She carried the baby. She had to feed the baby. Her back hurts. She's all fucking stretched out and bloated. Once the baby comes out, the man can shut his fucking face and back out, because his job's done. She carried it. She has to breastfeed it and be the mom, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the dad has to be there raising the kid. But mostly, from birth onward, it's mom's congratulations. But from before up to conception, fuck you is the guy's. He gets the congratulations.
Okay.
So I'm gonna add in a different angle to the psychological conversation that we're having, because I think the feelings that you're expressing are coming from the social angle of it all, and I'm gonna come from the evolutionary angle of it all. Okay.
Okay.
So the thing is that there's many reasons why humans engage in certain behaviors all the time, but specifically when it comes to conception and pregnancy and all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in evolutionary psychology, it emphasizes the message that the reason why that they do this is because and they try to they encourage this as a society or whatever the case may be, is because they are trying to engage in the herd mentality and getting basically getting the village together to help support the mom, because and so by doing this, it creates a connection with the quote village and the mom, so that they can get the extended help, that it's not just limited to like whoever, like one individual to help the species continue on. It's that it's the herd mentality, and then they'll jump into like supporting the mom, so it increases the likelihood that genes will continue on,
Right.
because they'll have more access to resources. So yes, I know on a social sense there's like the feelings about that behavior, and on an evolutionary sense that's supposed to increase the likelihood of a child making it.
Yeah, my whole thing is based off social.
I know. Typically it is. And I'm not saying you, I'm saying all people. And that's why I'm fun at parties, because these are the things I talk about.
Who would like to see a drawing of a bridge? That's you.
I like bridges.
Buzz Killington. Or
Yeah,
the ones
so
he's like, who would like to hear a story about a
Hear about a
bridge? And he's like, oh,
bridge.
fuck off,
Fuck.
god damn it.
Oh, fuck.
Now let's all sit down and look at some etchings.
So fucking ridiculous. Who would like to?
If you're the last person on course, you deserve to die. Oh, never mind. All right.
Oh my god.
In game. In game. In game.
Hilarious.
I'm drinking a White Russian now.
Wild.
From Cutwater. It is delicious. It's like a,
Cut water sucks.
what do you mean it sucks? It's fucking high quality shit. It sucks because you keep getting their fucking margaritas, which eat ass.
It sucks so bad. But I don't get them anymore.
Because you keep getting the fucking margaritas. All their margaritas suck.
Holy hell.
It's just fucking tequila and fucking carbonated water. You gotta get the good stuff, like Mai Tais and their whiskey and cola is pretty good, and the White Russian's fucking delicious. It's like a milkshake.
Freaking.
Look, it's Matt Bragg.
Damn, Pride soon. I'm so excited. Apparently there's a block party that happens here, and I was like, what? And it's coming up like sooner than,
I died.
or I think it's coming up earlier than the event or the parade and the festival.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like super dude,
Watch out for those
I'm
logs.
excited. I'm excited for the next month in relation to where I live, because oh fuck me, I keep oh god damn. What was I gonna say? I'm really excited for where I live for next month, because there's so many big things happening that I always, or a lot of the people I work with say like this area of town and like downtown and everything is such a fun place to be during the summer, and I'm like, oh fuck,
It is.
wild. And I get to just go outside and then come back inside.
So what's the block party all about?
It's just a giant party where they're gonna play music and like have like a few vendors and everything like that, but they're just gonna be fucking partying. There might be a drag show, we'll see.
I want to go. I want to go to a
Absolutely.
drag show so bad.
We should go to I know a place. Sorry.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I know a place, and we should go. Son of a bitch. Sorry.
Trust me, I got knocked out earlier. It didn't matter.
Oh fuck! What really? Why didn't you tell me?
I told you, I was like, I died. It was like the first fucking jump, and I got on one of those like platforms that launched me back into the goop.
The goop.
Wait, did it let me back out this time? Hey! Oh, no, it didn't. Never mind. I'd like to check that block party out.
It's a good time, to say the least, from what I've been told.
And then there's the parade, and then... Oh,
then the next weekend...
Huh?
I mean, you're going to be busy the weekend after.
Yes, my ticket's in the mail. Woo!
And I was just like, dude, I'm not even like super super sad that I don't have a ticket, because I can just go there and just come back, no problem.
Look, because I don't have the time or the patience to do it, I recommend looking into...
Yes, you're right. I already heard you before you heard you. I will start looking up and putting reservations on those stores and like markets and restaurants outside of the event.
Yes.
See, I told you, I knew.
So I think I have... I don't remember what I bought. I know I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Saturday is usually the day I like to be outside. But obviously I'll probably go inside for some of it for obvious reasons, but because there's a lot going on. But yeah, if you can like get reservations set up at restaurants or just like happenings, whatever's going on, just fucking set it up. I want to go because I got like everything that's going on inside. I'm not the person that wants to go see like the interviews that what like the all that shit. I don't care about that stuff, so I can just go inside and look at the booths whenever. So it's not really a rush for me. So whenever you can set something up, I'll be like, dude, let's do it. Like if they had the Dungeons and Dragons thing, I was like, I'm fucking.
Dude, they said they're gonna have a fucking Black Mirror one. Oh, fuck.
Black Mirror, isn't that dumbass show where you can like choose your own adventure?
No, that was just one of them. There's like full-on episodes, and
that shit sucked.
Oh, I think it's. Oh, okay. It says,
Find if there's any like special restaurant reservations or bar reservations, because those are the ones you want to go to.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I got lucky. I got into movies.
Son of a bitch. I'm trying to find it. Anyway, is there anything else related to psychology you want to talk about today? Because I think it was heavy psychology.
It was pretty heavy. So chat, if you got any questions, throw them in now because we're coming up close to the end of the stream. So if you got anything, throw it in. If you want to know anything about mental health, like why is it that you are jealous about something?
Oh,
or,
I got it.
Stuff like that. Or why is it that, you feel sad when you wake up? Or why is it that you giggle a lot when you see someone get hit by a freaking bus that's carrying a freaking swarm of bees? Who knows?
Oh, man. It's pretty cluster B. Anyway, if you know, you know.
I think we got one more show in this, and then before, it's like we're done.
We do have like one more show.
Like we can go longer. I don't mind, but I'm just saying, one more minimum.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'll go longer because I don't know. This is fun.
There is a website dedicated to all the events on the outside, and it's saying that the new website is coming soon to like start signing up for stuff, and I'm like, freak yeah.
I wish, because I don't think they have it anymore, but I tried like for a couple of years trying to get, you can go see Conan O'Brien live. Oh man, I tried to get into that so many times, I just could never get in.
I like what we've gotten into so far on the outside events. Like
last year, like I told you, they had like a Tim Burton fucking like party. I wanted to go to that, and then fucking my
yes.
yeah. I don't want to get into it, but
Yes.
you know.
That's why I said yes.
That pissed
It's
me off
okay.
so bad.
Reserve your strength. I remember in the pinball room. I loved the pinball room.
That was fun. That was a good time. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Free pinball, bunch of different games. There was a Godzilla statue.
Did we play an early release of Diablo 4?
No. I can guarantee you no, because that shit wasn't even like close to being done at that point. We played was it shit, is that vampire game that was kind of like Isaac? I forget what the hell it's called.
Dude. Oh, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Let me right back. We're in the middle of a game.
Yeah, I'll be back. Thank you for respecting the...
Was it it's not Van Helsing. What the hell is that goddamn vampire game? It's like a dungeon runner. Chat, if you know it, let me help me out. Oh bollocks. I honestly wasn't a fan of it. I forgot what the fuck it was called. We got to play that while they were having like a competition for like what the fuck were they playing? I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something like that. They're having a competition going on, so I was playing the vampire game while they were doing that. They had everything set up for that. It was pretty awesome. Let's see, what else did we do that was freaking cool? Because I didn't have tickets to get in that year. Somebody ended up giving me a ticket, which is nice. We got to go on a pirate ship. That was cool. That was serving up Voodoo Ranger. And so we got to go on the ship and have Voodoo Ranger beers. That was pretty cool. Voodoo Ranger was what I was drinking all night up until now, where I have a Cutwater White Russian, which is delicious. How the fuck did we qualify? She didn't even finish. So that was fun. I ended up getting a bottle opener, which is hanging on my refrigerator. What else did I get? I got some stickers. I have no idea where the hell those went. I think they might be in my box of stickers. I have a box, like it's like this big, just literally full of stickers. Off-road stickers, beer stickers, paintball stickers, like anything. Like basically everything I've gotten into over the years. I just have stickers. Spartan stickers, Iron Man stickers. Actually, no, the Iron Man stickers are here. See? Just some of the half Iron Man races I've done in Southern California. Fun stuff. I want to put those on something. I just don't know how to put them on. Asteria, where'd you go? What is she doing? She stopped talking. Is she even playing anymore? I don't see her. I think she just like was like, alright, I'm done streaming. She gave up. Alright, well, it's just you and me, chat. I don't know what to tell you. Quitters be quitters. I hit the jump button, and yet I did not jump. 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 Oh no, I got hit by a freaking orange. A frickin' orange. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she quit. Alright, well, I guess that's the end of it, chat. After this round, if I don't qualify, which I probably won't because I don't have anybody to stack points with and I'm not doing really great, that might be the end of stream. Unless she comes back, but I don't know. She did a hard out. I don't know what to tell you. Some people just be like that sometimes. Yeah. So we want to go. Oh, fuck it. We're gonna chase this boat. There we go. Whee! Yep. Up, oh, under, around, jump onto the pinball flingers. Up. Oh, come on. I have to wait, obviously, because my freaking stupid freaking body doesn't want to get out there, you son of a bitch! Oh my god, I'm doing so bad. Move it, wiener man! It's launching out to the middle. Here we go. This should put me up there. There we go. How the hell did he land that one? I think I'm still disqualified. I'm 13th.
Hello?
Yeah, what happened? You like quit the game.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what happened. That's why I was like, what just happened? But then I realized it's because again, I'm playing on my Switch for like the first time. But like my fingers slipped with the B button and I, in one swoop, quit and confirmed quitting.
God damn it. Alright, well, I lost, but I might have to be stuck in here until the end.
I was like, geez. I was like 10 out of 10 to me and my human moment. But here I am. So, and I'll just go ahead and just do another round, obviously.
Alright, well, I'm kind of stuck in this till the end because I can't back out.
God. So anyway, more psychology. You're right.
Go ahead, pick a topic, because I'm now 3 drinks in.
Oh my god. Okay.
God, those cut waters are freaking good. God, I want another one just because they're so damn delicious. I'm not going to though.
Oh my goodness. I know what to talk about. I
Go
want
ahead.
to talk about. I know freaking what I want to talk about is like how much more you feel the pressure of like, or like an unspoken like weight that, or experience. I don't want to dictate it for you individually if you have felt this in any way, but like what you feel when you are used to a schedule, especially when you incorporate like some kind of like dedicated activity, like practicing something or going and working out, or you know, something like that. When stress at work like fucks up everything. Does that make sense?
That is the worst.
Because it's like I had such a good like steady thing going on with work, and May happened, which in my particular location of where I work,
I have to go
May
peepees.
is- oh,
But keep talking, I
Shit.
can hear you.
okay, that there's such an influx of like intakes, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's exhausting. And my whole system of like doing or to exercising and like taking my vitamins and all of that was just like thrown off, and I was like, ugh. To where like when I did work out, I freaking like my legs felt heavier afterwards, or my arms felt heavier than usual afterwards, and I was just like, ugh. But I know that it's freaking it's like me holding like the emotions related to the weight with work, and I'm like, oh man, dude. And changes and shifts in work do it the most for me. Oh, I keep forgetting. Let's see.
Well, I mean, you can kind of like associate that with how people, you know, during the pandemic, how like basically they had a schedule that kind of kept them grounded and everything was going good for them, and then when they lost their jobs or couldn't go to work or anything, they started like turning to drugs, and that's why we have so many fucking homeless people now. It's basically you have something set up that's working, and then when something gets in the way that fucks up that schedule, it kind of throws you off and makes you feel like shit.
Well, the thing with like the pandemic did play a role in the increase in the homeless population, of course.
And drug use and alcoholism.
But it also did an increase in reports of domestic violence.
That
It
makes
also
sense.
It also increased a statistical report related to like suicidality and so forth. It's just, the thing is that I feel as a world, because it affected everyone in some way or another, that we were all very used to like a pattern and a feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and then this like literally it's just like a ripple, and then it fucked up everyone's system because it changed the overall rhythm. So
Right.
what did we do? We had nothing, like no other choice but to like, some of us had to like sit for the first time since forever, right? Some of us had to like not be able to leave the house, or like all these things, and like people, it affected, you know, so many communities and everything like that. And so then we're like, okay, let's go back to how it was. But just in that one experience of like being able to like rest, or not rest, but like stop or pause a bit in like the routine, like everybody feels it, because we are that dependent to stability,
Right.
which is wild to me.
Oh boy. So how is your workout going?
It's going well, thank you for asking. So now I'm doing a mixture of like cardio and like light weights, which I have at home, which is nice. And I like kind of just do like workouts on YouTube because fucking whatever. And and it's going really nice. Like I could definitely, just when I was dedicated mainly to just doing like the consistency part of my workout, whatever routine, I would like, oh, like my baseline was sad. I was like, man, I do not like this. And after a while, like my feet would hurt, my back, and like I was like, no, this is the part I have to like get over to keep going.
Yeah.
And I did, and I was just like, oh, now things aren't so bad. And like when I go and like, for instance, now when I go and do like my like jogging, I'll like kind of like learn better to like be more mindful of like how the feeling of the steps are, or what my breathing's like, rather than just being like, oh my god, can I just make it to that fucking stop sign?
Exactly. You
So-
start realizing that's more than just running. There's technique to it.
Technique.
Technique.
But yeah. So that's been really nice. And I really just don't want to lose it, because like when I feel like, no, how do I say this? Because the journey for like doing this is like, has been such, it's gone so back and forth for me, that that now that now that I have it, I don't want to lose it. And but what was important to also understand is like, I never went back to like fully where like I completely stopped. Like even my thinking would change, so the bounces back to getting back to a place of like dedicating to working out became smaller and smaller. So like now I feel like I'm much more in the green of like my consistency with incorporating movement, which is nice.
It's nice once you get to that point. Like you feel like it can be done.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Like that's what a lot of people have a hard time with. Like they go, like they want to do it, but they hit that first session of actually getting the job done, and they just like, it's so fucking exhausting, and they feel like such shit afterwards. But it's like you have to get past those first couple of weeks, because you're going to feel like garbage.
Honestly,
Like honestly, even when I miss 1 week of working out,
you feel like garbage.
I feel like shit. It's like, god damn, dude. Like I can't. Like there's been times I missed literally 1 week. Like when I went to EDC, I missed 1 fucking week. I come back, I'm like, god damn, dude. It feels like I've been punched in the face.
Okay, I very much understand what you're talking about. Because freaking when I what was it? when I was like dedicating to like the working out,
Mm-hmm.
when there were shifts in the dynamic of my home, I kind of was like starting to fall back into those ways. But
Mm-hmm.
then my fucking like back and feet started hurting again, and I was like, no, fuck that. Like, so I just went back to working out. I'm like, no. I was like, that felt so much better. So it's such an interesting concept to me. I truly believe, and again, if you're somebody in here who understands, if you're somebody in here that understands like the world of mental health, I don't know, you just know.
Well, it's one of those things like where with like working out and stuff, it's like, yes, you feel like shit when you do it, but then once you get into a rhythm and then you don't do it, you feel like shit in a different way, and then part of your brain goes like, I'd rather feel like shit from doing something good rather than feeling like shit from doing something that's not good.
Bro, that's what I'm trying to tell people. That's why I say, like, if you're a mental health person, you know what you know what I'm like referring to when I laugh. Is that like basically there's like some modalities in psychology that are very much like they're very no they're very much like without saying it is that they are what is it, gaslighting your brain into thinking differently and then eventually doing.
Good job.
Hey, freaking leave me alone. You're welcome.
God damn it.
It's hilarious, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's that, and there's, I think, honestly, I've, like, gaslit my brain with the whole working out thing. It's like, because I feel guilty if I don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do I want to feel like crap because I'm just exhausted from working out, or do I want to feel like a fat piece of shit and then my back hurts and I'm like, I don't like the way I look? It's like, which one's like the lesser of two evils? You know?
Yeah. No, I 100% understand what you're talking about.
And so I know that the more you work out, the more you'll understand it. And I'm hoping you're pulling Artemis into it.
I am.
So has he been joining you?
Yeah.
Good. And sooner or later, you're going to be like, oh my God, my clothes don't fit anymore. And that's going to feel so good.
Dude, I'm already really upset because I have a sneak, or like, as like summer's coming around, I pulled out my favorite fucking short for these times, and I don't think they're gonna be sad about it. I really like those shorts.
Well, the good thing is, since you make decent money now, you get to go shopping. And there's a lot of places around your house for shopping.
That is true. There's a lot of shopping.
And at a pretty good
keep
price.
Forgetting. Yeah, do you remember the Crocs?
Oh my God. I can't believe you gave those up. Those things were fucking awesome.
I sold those.
At least you came up with a profit. Oh, can I make this?
I know what I need in a Croc now, dude.
God,
I don't want to.
I don't want Crocs ever.
Yes, you do.
The only reason
It's
I would
okay.
ever want Crocs is because it's like, hey, I'm gonna go into water. Like, remember when we went to Hawaii? Even like when I was like in the water, I still wore those water shoes that I bought.
Oh yeah.
I think Crocs would be a good water shoe.
Fuck. Oh, son of a bitch. These bitches, dude. Yeah, I could see that. But I also think that they might be heavy. No?
Crocs? No, they don't really absorb water. It's
Oh, I
fucking
didn't
like,
know
it's
that.
like rubber. Like, what else? They should
That's
absorb water.
hilarious to me. That's just fucking hilarious to me. The fact that they're just fucking like rubber.
Yeah, like I'm just irritated at the fact that they cost brand new, like $50 something. I'm like, this is. It took you like how much did it cost you? 3 fucking cents to make this? That's bullshit.
Dude, we haven't addressed the elephant in the room.
Vans, yeah, they're pretty shitty too.
No, dude. I want to talk about this before we end the stream tonight.
What's up?
The Vegas Golden Knights won.
Oh god.
Oh. Uh,
I don't consider, like, honestly, like, I looked at the score and how all that shit turned out. You, like, yes, they won. I get it. They're the champions, but I sort of got, looking at it, you would think that a professional team was playing a fucking, like, Pop Warner team, like a Pee Wee team.
I know.
They fucking just stomped them like it was not even a fucking close.
I know. And how do I know? I risk getting charged with after a free YouTube TV trial to watch it.
Oh, I almost jumped off. I'm not going that way. What does this do? I can stand on this. Okay. I've never started on this side before. Why can't I get up there? There we go. This is weird. I don't like it over here. Hello.
That was nice.
Stop touching me. Can you please let go of me, freaking Lucha Libre? Goddamn.
They're gonna chase you now.
Hey, look, it's Patrick. I'm dead.
I have to strictly admit, tonight was not a fall season.
Yeah, we didn't do great. Maybe we didn't do too terrible.
We didn't do terrible. At least we consistently did not eliminate after the first round.
Alright, this guy right here looks like a sesame seed bun, and this guy's the whole burger. And then there's Patrick and a golden witch. We played a couple of rounds with that golden witch. I think it might be the same guy. Hi, Patrick. Hello, SpongeBob.
Making a mark.
You mean like a weenie? May I take your head through? May I take your head through? May I take it? I got it. You got the job.
Dude, I'm going to strictly remind myself to remind future me that when we take our annual sibling photo, because why
God.
not? Yes, we do that anyway. That when we do it, I'm gonna say that right before we take the photo.
May I take your head through?
Man, we're all just gonna do this stupid little face and the stupid little movements.
The only reason I like the previous one is because everybody was doing the same little thing except me. I was doing the Beatles crosswalk thing. Everybody else was doing a, hey, I'm gonna kick my leg back.
That sounds very unique.
And I like how we look like a fucking Singular Wireless commercial.
I know. We're using the bar, dude.
I got a pen. I got a pen.
Who's at the end? Oh, freaking our Elvis. George. You know what's funny? Sometimes I forget he's not that much taller than me.
Yeah, it's kind of odd. I looked at that picture, I'm like, I'm a fucking giant compared to everybody else in the family.
You're a G.
It's freaking ridiculous. Can I back out yet? No.
I was about to say. I mean, you could do it. We can be free. This was the end, at least for me.
What?
This is my last game.
Oh, it's the guy from Street Fighter. Forgot his name. Combo Banana plays this character all the time. Where is he? This guy. That's from Street Fighter. Combo, if you're watching, this is your boy. I don't know if he's watching though. He's probably in bed. Where's that work? I don't know.
No. Oh my god, tomorrow's Friday.
Thank goodness. I'm gonna go out and get some fucking junk food for dinner.
Tomorrow or tonight?
Tomorrow, not tonight.
Oh,
I'm hammered right
man.
now, plus I got one more meal in my fridge.
Oh. I know my meal preps are done. I made a new recipe.
For what?
I made for protein burritos, dude. And you can make them you can make them and then freeze them, and now you have frozen burritos. Anyway, they're so good, and they're high protein, low calorie. And
Is it just meat and tortilla?
right, it's meat. It's ground turkey, Greek yogurt. You could do cream cheese or light sour cream, enchilada sauce, and then like your own whatever cheese you want to choose. Mix it, like cook it, put like your favorite taco seasoning or do your own. Then once it's done browning, mix it all together, and then and you can make up to like 6 of them.
And how many
I
can you
literally
eat at
have-
once?
I have one, and then I have with veggies.
Have you tried making like a tofu burrito?
I haven't bought tofu. My coworker has gotten like tough tofu or whatever the fuck they said.
What's it
And they said it
called?
was good. It was like, oh, firm.
Oh, firm. Yeah, it's
Firm.
like tough tofu. Yeah, firm tofu. Like, I used to buy that because I went vegan for like a month, which is a fucking terrible idea. I don't recommend it to anybody
gonna
ever.
Hey, what the fuck, dude?
And it was the worst month of my life because I think I told you I was eating 15 pounds of fucking food a week, and I was still like only had half the calories I needed for the week.
Jesus Christ, my man.
I felt like shit. I was tired all the goddamn time. I couldn't get anything done. And the whole reason I decided to do it is because my girlfriend at the time, the doctor, she like told me to watch that documentary about how like I think like Tom Brady and some other people, like some like UFC fighters and stuff, they're all vegan, and you know they're like the highest performing like athletes in the world, and they're eating like this and it's working. And I was like, oh, you know, if they can do it, let me give it a shot. And I tried it, and then I realized, oh, you know what the problem is? They have full-time chefs that can feed them like 18 times a day. It's just like I was like, I can only cook on these days because that's why I do meal prep. And it's just like I was cooking so much fucking food, but the calorie intake was so small. I was taking in massive amounts, but just at low calories, that it's just I couldn't keep up. So if I had a professional chef, I could probably do it, but it's just I need a lot of calories just to survive. I think I've said this before that I need about 2,200 calories a day just to keep my fucking body warm.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
If I were to lay in bed, it's like it's between 2,000 and 2,200. Just if I were to open my eyes and stare at the fucking ceiling all day, I need that many calories. Like right now, let me look at my Fitbit. I went to the gym this morning. Right now, it's 9 o'clock. So from midnight until 9:03 p.m., I'm at 2,600 calories. And I still have another at least 4 hours. I usually burn typically about 100 calories an hour. So that's going to put me well over 3,000 for the day.
That's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah, so when I was on the vegan thing, I think I was taking in probably 1,200 to 1,500 a day. And like that was like just me gorfing my freaking stuff hole. Like that's all I could do. It was insane. It was bullshit. So how you feeling on stream? Do you want to go more or are you done?
Oh, I'm done.
Okay, that's it, chat. Thank you for stopping by. I wish you guys could have thrown some questions in this week. This is probably the quietest week we've had so far.
I know.
Take that as a punishment for being a lurker.
Hilarious.
All right, I'm drunk. Fucking nerds.
And I'm Asteria.
I'm Mysteria. Okay, so let me do my outro here just real quick. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you want to watch this episode again, you can watch it here on Twitch after stream ends. It should be up for about a week. If you want to watch it further in the future, you can go to my YouTube page. There's a link below the stream. There's somewhere it says like, there's one that says Discord, there's one that says YouTube. You can join Discord if you want, and you can check out YouTube if you want. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for coming all the way to the end. I'm surprised you made it this far with all this nonsense, but check the link in the description below the video or go to twitch.tv/kilted_pork and give us a follow on there. So if you have any mental health questions, you can drop them in chat. If you give us a follow and sign up with Twitch, it doesn't cost you anything. It's all free, and yeah, it's a good time. So we do Therapy Thursday every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And if you're not interested in therapy stuff, but you want to watch anything about health and athletics, you can check out my Zwift streams on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, where I jump on the bike and we go for a ride on the game called Zwift. There are other streams throughout the week. They're not really scheduled. So typically on the weekends, I like to do Binding of Isaac in the morning while I drink my coffee and kind of get out of bed. And also lately I've been doing Dark Souls 3, been playing a bit of that, and we're going to be getting back into Final Fantasy 3, the 8-bit, what the hell they call it, whatever they remade it, the remastered edition. That's the one. So if you want to check any of those things out, go ahead and give us a follow, and just keep an eye out and stop by whenever you can and say hello. I really appreciate everybody that comes in and talks in chat, because that's why I do this. It's fun. I do this for chat, not so much just to play video games and stuff, because I'm going to be playing video games anyway. Might as well have chat here to keep me entertained and, you know, make a social evening out of it. So thank you, Asteria, for hanging out.
That's me.
That's you.
Oh my gosh.
After stream, if you want to hang out in Discord, go for it. If not, that's fine. But I'm gonna grab some food, and so yeah, that should do it for us today. So for the lurkers, thank you for stopping by. I recommend possibly participating next time. It's up to you. You don't have to. If you feel shy, that's all good. And if you got anybody else that has any mental health questions, please refer them. That'd be great. Much appreciated.
I love you.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, B.
All right. See you guys later. And you guys have a wonderful Thursday evening. Tomorrow, I might be on tomorrow night. I'm sure I will be, because I don't really have any plans. Probably go do some Dark Souls, but we'll see. If you want to stop by, go for it. So we'll see you later. Have a good evening. And, you know, be nice to yourselves. You know, everything will be all right. It'll be all good. Okay. Take it easy, everybody. Goodbye.